This is John Drury. This is Dick Witt. This is Carol Webster. This is George Day. These people have one thing in common. At 10:31 this morning, they will be involved in a holdup.
Journal, Carol.
Oh, thanks, Dick. Would you put it over there?
Sure. By the way, don't forget the monthly staff meeting.
Oh, what time?
4 o'clock.
What's the meeting on today?
Robbery procedures, the slideshow and discussion.
Good morning, Mr. Drury.
Oh, good morning, Mary. Oh, would you remind Mr. Jarman of our meeting this morning at 9:30?
All right.
Oh, and you might remind the staff we have a meeting this afternoon at 4.
Yes, Mr. Drury, right away.
Good morning, John.
Hi, Sam. You all set for this afternoon?
Right. I'll set up the audiovisual equipment about 3 o'clock.
What have you got?
It's a slide presentation on robber identification procedures.
No, is it any good?
It's not bad.
Listen, I said don't worry about it. Me and the dude are gonna make a hit this morning. Yeah, that's right. It don't matter what kind of hit. You just hold on till this afternoon, you'll get your dough. Right? Later. Well? Well, what? He wants his money? We're gonna give it to him.
Listen, are you sure you can make it that quick and that clean?
No sweat. All you gotta do is stand at the door and cover for me in case I need help.
What about a guard?
The branch is too small. Listen, I already checked it out. 10:30's a quiet time for that bank. You just stand at the door and watch me. From the time I get to the window and pass the note, I won't stay more than 1 minute. You watch it on your watch. If I stay more than 1 minute, move in close to me in case I need you for help.
Always remember, when you are confronted by a robber, comply with his instructions. Your primary concern is to protect the safety of yourself and your co-workers. Should you be confronted by a robber, remember 2 things. Keep your eyes open and comply with what he says. If you can make some identification, so much the better.
Dick, can I see you a minute?
Sure, I'm just checking these slides for Mr. Jarman.
Height and weight is obvious.
What is it?
The robbery procedure slides for this afternoon's meeting.
Oh, I need you to check this passbook for me.
If you can, observe smaller details.
Thanks.
Bye.
If he hands you a note, lay it aside after you have read it. If he gives you verbal instruction, listen to his voice. Give him the money. Don't hesitate. Move as slowly as you can so that you can perhaps notice things like left or right-handed, complexion, eye and hair color, scars. Very good, Sam. A really comprehensive report. I can present this at head office just the way it stands.
Oh, thanks, John. I'm glad you like it.
Oh, by the way, on that meeting this afternoon, I'd like you to spend some of your time emphasizing employee safety. Some robberies are carried out by professionals who want in and out quickly, and the best protective measure for our tellers is to comply with their wishes and get what identification they can. An alarm doesn't stop a robbery, but it helps bring all available police within minutes, which makes it a protective device. The best device is to comply with what he wants. You know, I'm not sure how we can reach our people to know how aware they are about procedure. It's my hope that we can motivate them well enough so they'll be aware if they have a lack of knowledge and do something about it.
Hello, Mrs. Anderson. How are you?
Fine, thank you, dear. How are you, Carol?
Just very well, thanks.
I've come to make a little deposit.
Okay.
I hope I didn't forget my book. I'm on my way into the city to do some shopping for my daughter.
I saw your daughter's picture in the paper yesterday. It was so cute.
Wasn't that nice? She was so thrilled about it. She's going to be Cinderella.
Oh, great.
Oh, here's my book. Now let me find my deposit. Did you take ballet when you were a little girl?
Yes, I did. I took for about 2 years.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. I was a violet in the Waltz of the Flowers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, her teacher talked about doing Sleeping Beauty, but... Oh, here's... Yeah, this is it.
All right, fine. Here, let me...
My husband always says if I'd just get organized in advance, I wouldn't go through all this. I'm keeping all these people waiting.
There you go.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. You too.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I'm not all that concerned with presenting a lot of information to our tellers about ambush procedure. That's mostly our area. Of course, they need to know what we do, but I feel like we're aware. We all use the same entrance morning and evening, and you and I have our signs set up and other cues. Use this identification show and then run over the alarm system so that someone doesn't panic and use it for a false alarm. I don't mean to sound complacent, but we've had a good review on robbery procedure. I think you'll be able to get a good idea during the discussion of how strong everyone is on basic procedure. Comply with his instructions. Lay the note aside if you can.
No?
909X.
I think Carol's being robbed. She's handing an awful lot of money to the man at her counter. And there's a strange man standing at the door, and he keeps looking at his watch like he's very nervous.
Listen, stand right here, Mary. Don't stare at the window. Try to get some good looks at the man at the door. Try to measure his height against something and notice anything you can about him. I'll alert Dick. I'm sure Carol has thrown her alarm, but I'll trip one too, just in case. Stand right here.
If you can, notice if he's right or left-handed. Notice any peculiar scars or marks. Notice the kind of clothing he wears. Try and relate his height to a familiar object in the bank.
John. Carol was just robbed. Dick is following the robbers to see how they get away.
Sam, lock the doors, then talk to the customers. I'll take Carol to the conference room.
Listen, take Mary. She got a good look at the robbers at the door.
Carol, I want you and Mary to go into the conference room. Now, stay calm and don't talk to each other. I'll bring some identification forms for you to fill out. Now, above all, don't tell each other what you saw. Did he give you verbal commands, or did he give you a note, Carol?
He gave me a note, Mr. Hurry. I was able to lay it aside.
Good thinking. Now, go in the conference room. I'll bring the forms, and I'll close your window for you.
Excuse me, ladies. We've just had a robbery. Now, please don't be nervous. There's no danger at all. But we found it necessary to lock the front doors as we always do.
After the doors are locked, determine which customers witnessed the robbery and can help in identification.
Any longer than necessary.
Carol was very observant. By remaining calm and relying on her training and knowledge, she was in a good position to help apprehend the robber. How much do you remember? Answer the questions with Carol as she fills out her form. Mark out the answers on your form. What was the approximate age of the robber at the window? What was the height of the robber? What color was the robber's hair? What color were the robber's eyes? What were some of the characteristics of the robber's clothing? What was the approximate weight of the robber? Now that you have answered the questions, we'll check the answers as Carol talks to Mr. Winthrop of the FBI.
I'd like to ask you a few questions. You're the teller that was robbed?
Yes, my name is Carol Webster.
Thank you, miss. Miss Webster, can you tell me anything about the man that robbed you?
I noticed he had brown eyes.
Anything else?
His skin was dark, and he had a mustache. I can't remember the color of the jacket he was wearing.
He was wearing a jacket?
Yeah, it was dark and baggy. I guess he wore it to make himself look heavy. He was really very thin.
Can you estimate his weight?
160, 65. Well, he was about medium height, and he had dark brown hair and kind of an average complexion. And, oh yes, he had a tan jacket on, but I can't really remember any outstanding features.
Did he strike you as being athletic?
No, not particularly. He wasn't very athletic. He didn't move very well. Oh yes, he had a knife scar running across the back of his hand.
Why did you think it was a knife scar?
Well, it had to be something very sharp, like a slash or something.
Gentlemen, we're aware of how important good press relations are, and we want to do everything we can to give you the information that you need. The police will give you a description of the hold-up men just as soon as they finish questioning the witnesses. At this time, all I can tell you is that there were 2 of them. I can't give you a qualified estimate of how much money was taken. We don't have that yet. We'll probably have that information within 45 minutes or an hour.
May seem a little redundant to have a staff meeting on hold-up procedure, especially after this morning, but there are a few things I'd like to say. And first, I'd like to thank you all for your actions this morning. I'm very proud of you. Everyone did his job, and I only hope that every other bank is as well prepared. You never know when something like this might happen. Your only protection is preparation. It doesn't often happen. It might never happen to you in your banking career, but if it should, your only protection is your own knowledge. If you don't know it, learn it. If you know your hold-up procedure, then you've assured yourself of some measure of safety. Mr. Jarman and Dick have a slide presentation on hold-up procedure they'd like to show us, so if someone will please get the lights, and again, thank you. 70% of persons who commit bank robberies are apprehended. Many of those arrested are a result of descriptions supplied by witnesses to the hold-up.